I don't talk to any of my college roommates anymore because the first one, we were just very different. The second one stole half of my shit when she moved out. Candace, I want to say her last name, but Candace, you know what you did.
All right, who wants to start?
Start what?
The podcast.
Everything. You just did.
Oh, damn it. Skeery, I was very happy that you finally went. I know Brooklyn Community College didn't have a football team.
Hey. It wasn't community college. That will be a 2-year. I got my bachelor's from Brooklyn College. A 4-year CUNY, City University of New York, represent.
But that was your first college football game.
Yes.
Wow.
I had never been to a college football game in my life.
Wow.
I'm happy that it was Rutgers because it's an area college that I followed. I've gone to their, back in the day, their grease trucks.
You're a big fan of their quarterback.
A big fan of their sandwiches.
That's probably the most honest thing he said during his entire campaign.
I used to go to College Avenue. I've dated a couple of girls along the way from Rutgers. So it's so apropos that
food and dating.
Is that how you justify being a fan? Well, I dated some girls.
Well, no. First of all,
they have a great sandwich.
The original Fat Cats and the Fat Darrells and they had grease trucks lined up on College Ave, and I used to go down there and buy sandwiches.
You didn't go to the game. You just went to the food truck.
I would enjoy the campus life and the culture.
Hey,
of
what's
Rutgers.
everybody doing in that stadium over there?
Right. So anyway, it was very appropriate, and I was happy, and especially since a lot of people that were on this show graduated from Rutgers, like producer Sam and our friends Carla Marie and everybody. Yeah. So I wanted to go. I wanted that to be my first college football game, and it did not disappoint.
Well, good. Well,
wait. You wanted it to be your first college football game, but that's what you got paid to go see.
Right.
So that's kind of not.
It just so happened.
Okay.
Well, no, it wasn't through the college though.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Truth be told, LG are partners of ours. What's so funny, you guys?
Because it's just funny how you say, I wanted that to be my first college. If St. John's University came at you and said, hey, we want
It wasn't
LG.
St. John. You're missing the point.
I'm just saying, if LG was part of St. John's University,
then that would be my first college football game.
Well, that was a Big Ten game.
Yes, it was.
Because the Big Ten has 8,000 teams in it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But
shouldn't it just have 10? I don't understand.
No, it started out as 10, and then they got 12, and then 14. It's just there's 18, I think, actually in it now.
Yeah.
But going to like the Ohio State University or Penn State,
yeah.
I mean, that is next level. So I'm glad you finally.
There's nothing like it.
That.
Professional games have nothing on college
Seriously,
games.
I've been
so much better.
Like I've been to NFL games. Going to a college football game is nothing like anything else.
So I have a daughter about to choose a college. Like, what college is the craziest football games?
Ohio State, baby.
Penn State.
Penn State.
You're not. Where's she looking?
Penn State had a problem with their football program, if you recall.
Okay.
I wouldn't send Ashley there.
Oh yeah. Do not bring up Joe Pa. Do not bring up Joe Pa.
Bring up Jerry Sandusky.
The Ohio State University OH, and I have eyes that can, keep a watch.
And
on
Scotty, Michigan. Don't let her be biased because Ohio and Michigan
the first college game this man went to was on Saturday. Are we going to listen to him about football?
Even I've been to a college game before you.
Yeah.
Well,
I went to a Hawkeyes game in '95.
I will say though that I've noticed. First of all, Deanna, who's on the switcher right now. She went there as well, and she said you're gonna have so much fun, and she was so right. Everything that she told me about what I was gonna experience was, all the cheers, all the songs.
Well, okay, and let me put a pause on that, because if you go as an adult, it's way different than if you go as a student.
Totally.
Oh, yeah?
Students, you stand the entire game. The only time you sit is halftime.
Not
it's
for me.
The reverse. As a student, though. As a student, you go into that section and you are standing.
You're with the crazies. Are you with the crazies?
Yeah.
Crazies.
Even if he
I'm
wasn't.
saying the fans. Like
the kids are.
A lot of the schools call their fans the crazies.
And
because
all the
fans.
kids get first dibs on tickets, right? If you're a student.
I think
There's
so.
a lot. Like Penn State had a lottery, so if you're a student going, I think it was $119 or something. You would get tickets for the entire season, right? But there's a lottery. Not everybody gets them.
Okay.
But you do get first dibs, and it's the student section.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so crazy because I went to St. John's and it was a basketball school.
Yeah.
So we weren't a football school. So we had that for the basketball games. All the rallies and the craziness and all the fans. But it wasn't for football in that school.
The whole end zone was the student section, and it was wild and loud over there.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that in my life. that is the one thing I wish I could take back. If I can go back and do it all over again,
Brooklyn.
I would go to
Community.
No offense to Brooklyn, it's not community. I would not go to Brooklyn
Is
College.
it the word community in it? No.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's Brooklyn College.
Okay.
I would not. I would actually choose a school that actually had some kind of a pride and a real team behind it, and maybe go away to school somewhere.
Yeah.
So if I could do it all over again,
Yeah.
that would be the one thing I would change about
That
growing
was,
up.
I mean, and I know Gandhi, you went to like that experience going to a school like
Yeah.
that. I would not give that up for anything.
See?
No.
So,
Believe it or not, I'm actually looking forward to going to college football games. Believe it or not.
Look at
I
you.
believe it. I think you're going to have a blast if it's Ohio State.
I was
think
watching
you're
some
gonna have
games this
fun.
weekend. I don't know who they were, but there was a lot of football on this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah,
Penn State had a good game too this
Penn
weekend.
State won.
yeah.
We are going to
Ohio
see
State
it.
won.
We're going to visit Wisconsin, Ohio, and Penn State in this next trip.
Ohio
Oh,
or
that's
Ohio
awesome.
State?
Yeah, I keep
Columbus.
telling him this. I told him this. He
It's-
didn't process
What's
it.
the difference?
Oh my God! First of all, they're two
Sit down.
totally different schools.
Isn't there an Ohio and Florida also? Or is there a
There's a
Miami and Ohio?
There's a Miami in Florida and a Miami University in Ohio. There's an Ohio University and the Ohio State University.
That one.
which is much better.
I'll tell
Columbus.
you what's
Than
also
OU.
great
Yeah.
is Madison, Wisconsin. The Badgers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Craziness.
I went to the bars. I didn't go to the game.
I don't
but
understand this.
How are the sandwiches?
I like the entertainment that surrounds the game. So I was there once because we're on in Madison on Z104.
That's right.
And I went to a parade. So it was like homecoming or something, and it was amazing. I mean, I didn't get to go to the game, but anyway.
Instead of Skeery ranking the football teams, I think you should rank the Big Ten sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
like each
For
college
sure.
campus.
But you also have to remember that, I grew up in the Bronx. He grew up in Brooklyn. Even in high
Yeah.
school, we didn't have homecoming. We didn't have bonfire.
Nothing.
Like,
Yeah.
that's movies to us.
We were
Like,
deprived.
Right. We look at the movie and I go, I didn't even have a football field that was regulation. They built a football field and we couldn't play on it because it wasn't regulation. But like our cheerleaders had sweatpants. Like we had sweatpant outfits. Like that was
Yeah.
what we grew up with.
She's
so
right.
When we watch this
We
in a
watch
movie,
it on
I'm
movies, we're
like,
like,
this is a movie. This doesn't happen
This
in real
isn't.
life.
It's not
but
real life.
apparently it does.
When our mother had a chess team.
Yeah.
That was us. We had a chess team. We were number one in the world.
And the best
Really?
sandwiches.
Yeah. At the time, number one. We were number one, baby. Yep.
But were you on the team?
No.
No, I was not on the team.
When I was in high school, we got our pep rallies taken away from us.
Did you really?
Because my high school,
you
shout out
do
to
some hood rat
Flanagan,
things?
there was some hood rat shit happening.
Like
A
what?
fight popped off up in the top of the bleachers, but it trickled down. It turned into these two kids falling falling all the way down the bleachers, and then it erupted into a riot. People were setting fires in the corners. It turned crazy, and they took our pep rally away from us. We
By
could
the
never
way,
have pep rallies again.
I thought that megaphones like that only existed in the Taylor Swift video.
The rah-rah?
The rah-rah thing.
No, we had them in our high school.
We didn't have those.
We didn't have that.
Did you have that, Danielle?
No.
We had none of that
They
shit.
don't have that in
I
chess.
didn't even know what a pep rally was till I watched High School
my
We had
Musical.
none of this garbage. I love that, though. I'm like, this is what high school was supposed to be
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
This is the
you
high
missed
school that
out.
looked like a...
Skeery, go back.
Yeah,
Go back.
yeah. Billy Madison, this shit.
I'm so happy. What about you, Garrett?
My college lost its football team back in the 20s. The Rutgers University lost their football team because of cheating, and they never entered into collegiate football ever again.
Wow.
So I missed out. So all the kids, because we were down the block from Princeton, we went to Princeton football games. Those are kind of boring.
And Scotty as well. So it's the two of you who've only been the only people in this room that have experienced the true college football spirit.
High school, even high
High
school.
five.
That's
Even
It was
it.
though we're,
awesome.
Rivals.
Rivals.
I do regret not living the college life.
Right?
I don't care about the scholastics at all.
Yeah.
But the social aspect of it, I'm sad that I missed out on
The
that.
education, I'm sorry, and you can lambaste me all you want. The education you can get anywhere at any college, any university. But that experience,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
going to a college like
Yeah.
that, I mean,
that's my
Animal
regret.
House. You guys remember the movie Animal House?
Yeah.
That was kind of based on Penn State and those schools at the time.
Raucous.
So getting that experience, like
Crazy.
toga parties you guys never went to, or like
No.
a frat party,
No.
you
We've
guys
heard
I
about
didn't
them.
do
I've seen them on the big
I
screen.
didn't have your chance to get drugged.
He saw old school ones. He saw our old school.
When I went to
Stupid.
St. John's, it was a commuter school. It wasn't. Now
Yep.
they have.
Now it's an actual
Now they have
resident.
housing.
Yeah.
They had off-campus housing, so I had some friends that had the housing. So I had my bag in the back of the car, and I would stay at everybody's different houses because we'd have late-night theater practices
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I still never experienced this type of stuff.
Dorm living.
It was the best. I
No.
would say, yes, education is one thing. You can pretty much get that
Yeah.
anywhere, and
Yeah.
real life experience is more important
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
However, the socialization aspect of college, it's life-changing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a totally different. That's when you realize not everybody's like you.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn about the world. Can you do this without your parents?
Yeah.
Like all of it.
Like Ohio State, right? So
where I got my internship.
You did you lived in the dorms, I'm assuming.
No, hell no.
No, you never did?
I
So
did.
I started in Florida, and I lived in the dorms in Florida.
So like your
but then
your first year, you have to live in the dorms,
Yes. Yeah.
right? And I feel like being put into that situation where you walk into this room and there's a person sitting there you have never met before in your entire life, and it could be great or it could be terrible.
Yeah.
They put me with a girl fresh off the boat.
Really?
They must have just looked at both our names and they're like,
Oh my God.
They must be friends.
Nowadays they don't do that. Nowadays it's more matching. Like you can meet your person beforehand. Yeah,
You
all
can't
my
pick?
friends. My friend, yeah, you
Oh,
can
you can.
pick sometimes. There's like a website you go to. You like chat. Who's got things in common?
Like Tinder for roommates.
That's how they do it.
My
They don't
first
just put you alone.
roommate shows up with a garbage bag filled with his items that he was bringing, which he was wearing a pair of jeans. He only had one pair of jeans, only one pair of pants, and he had 3 black T-shirts.
Wow.
That was it.
Rotation.
In the rest, so had in his bag, he had 2 extra black T-shirts, a kielbasa sausage, and a stick of margarine. And that was it.
I wonder what's so important about those
Oh, wait,
things.
how did that work out, the roommate situation?
It was a little awkward, but yeah,
Do you
I mean,
still talk to your college roommate?
I mentioned one of them on the show, Brian.
Okay.
He's great. We chat, we text every once in a while, but
Man.
yeah,
What about
man.
the margarine guy? You
Not
don't know.
margarine.
My friends,
yeah,
they went to
not margarine,
Binghamton, so that was so I was excited because every chance I got, I would go to live vicariously
Binghamton's a party school.
through them, and I
Yeah.
would go to the party. I would go. They were in college in the woods, and I'm like, this is what campus life is about. This is awesome. So I would be up there like every other weekend, hanging out with my friends
cool.
in Binghamton.
That's cool.
I had no choice.
The
I
best
wish-
sandwiches.
I wish I had studied abroad though.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah, me
one
too.
thing I
regret, too.
didn't do, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
And there were so many opportunities, but I mean, like, I'm sure we all were busy. Like, I did theater, and I couldn't even go to spring break because we had rehearsals. And we couldn't.
That was
we
the best
weren't
part of
allowed.
college.
I know.
Spring break was
I know.
amazing. I don't talk to any of my college roommates anymore because the first one we were just very different. The second one stole half of my shit when she moved out. Candace, I want to say her last name, but Candace, you know what you did, and I'm still waiting for my shirts and stuff.
That's all right. We're getting Candace on tomorrow's podcast. So
Bye.
Bye.